If someone branded you a feminist right now, regardless of gender, chances are you're going to defend yourself, or you're going to welcome and champion for it, or maybe it's going to be a vocabulary. But why is that the case? Why is it that feminism evokes all sorts of emotions in this day and age? It's likely because we're either informed, misinformed, or in other quarters, uninformed. My name is Lila Mumbuwa and welcome to the Ladies' Dais. Foremost, I'd like to thank you all for stopping by. I do hope you get to stick to the end. Well, in this episode, I'd like us to talk about a very interesting yet highly controversial concept, feminism. We will get to look at its history, some of the myths and stereotypes around it, share some of the millennial opinions and views, and listen to the eminent voices around the topic of feminism. I'll also get to share my thoughts, but most importantly, I'd like you to be part and parcel of this conversation. So let's get into it. Let's go back in time. And for us to understand feminism, we have to refer to the waves of feminism as recorded in history. The first wave of feminism became prominent in the early 1800s. So the feminists of that time, quote unquote, wanted to challenge how the society viewed women, because at that time the society viewed women as mere properties. So these women came together, and as they came together, they had specific rights that they wanted to champion for. And one of the key rights was the right to vote. Walikuwa wanataka wapewe chance ya kupiga kura. So this did not come easy. So but after years of active activism, kama maandamano hivi, in 1920, they were given the right to vote. So the second wave of feminism now becomes prominent in the 1960s and the 1970s, and it builds upon the first wave of feminism. And the feminists of that time, really wanted to challenge the role of the woman in the society. Walikuwa na agenda zao tofauti, and they included fighting against gender discrimination, the oppression of women, and they wanted to promote gender equality. At the same time, they also wanted women to be allowed in the male-dominated spaces. They had their own fair share of victories, including tabling the Equal Pay Act of 1963. But if first wave and second wave ilikuwa na issue kidogo, the women of that time, or the feminists of that time, quote unquote, walikuwa wana fight for equal rights and opportunities of the white woman race, or for the Western women. So now this brings us to the third wave of feminism. And the feminists of that time wanted now to ensure that this fight was all inclusive of all races. Na hii third wave of feminism sasa, yenye ili happen around the 1990s, unapata saa indo time the feminism movement ilikuwa ina get bolder, it began expanding beyond borders, it started stirring debates and being part of political and social conversation. So now that those who believe that we are in the fourth wave of feminism, but kuna wale wanadhani, maybe tuko at the third wave of feminism because of the blurred similarities in the agendas between these two waves. But one thing that is prominent is that all these feminists of these different waves fought for the equal rights and opportunities of all women regardless of their agendas. So nilikuwa compelled kwenda kuangalia feminism definition yake ni gani, and these are some of the definitions that I came across online. And the Oxford Learner's Dictionary defines feminism as the belief and aim that women should have the same rights and opportunities as men. In other words, wanajaribu kusema kuwa it's just to believe that women and men, ama wanaume na wanawake, wanafaa kuwa na equal rights and opportunities. So I went ahead to this website called thehumanrightscareers.com, and this is how they define feminism. They define feminism as the belief that women deserve equal social, economic, and political rights and freedoms. I don't know some of the other definitions that you know of feminism, but feel free to share in the comment section what are some other definitions that you've come across around the topic of feminism. So to contrast hizi standard definitions na ile history yenye tumesoma, tunataka touch on some of the stereotypes around feminism. Na stereotype number 1 is that feminism is a movement around hating men. Ama feminism ni ya kuchukia wanawake. Ushai have such a thought? Have you ever thought around those lines? Ama ushai meet msee yoyote mwenye anafikiria feminism hii ni story ya kuchukia wanaume? You can let us know in the comment section. Stereotype number 2 is that feminism is a movement for women only. But do you believe that women alone can fight against or can fight around gender equality and equal opportunities for women? Ama unadhani mwanaume haezi kuwa feminist? You can also let us know in the comment section what you really think about this stereotype. Stereotype number 3 is that feminism is irrelevant because we've already attained equality. Now you can let me know, in this organization that you're in, or community or society, do you feel like sisi wote tumekuwa sawa, wanawake na wanaume? Unadhani tumekuwa na equal opportunities na equal rights? Please feel free to share with me what you really think about these stereotypes, and also share some of the other stereotypes that you might have come across around the topic of feminism. And well, I believe millennials are the most misinformed, so we can definitely not leave them out of this conversation. I had to ask a few of them what they really thought or their views or opinions around feminism, and this is what some of them had to share. Swaga, who happens to be my classmate by the way, said that feminism started as a movement to fight for women's rights, which is not the case nowadays. And if people hate the word feminism, they should know that it is not the word that is important, rather the idea and ambition behind it. Maybe if you didn't hear that right, let me repeat it. Feminism started as a movement to fight for women's rights, which is not the case nowadays. But if people hate the word feminism, they should know that it is not the word that is important, rather the idea and ambition behind it. And I feel like she really got it right, that feminism definitely is a movement to fight for equal rights and opportunities for people. But people tend to hate the word feminism. It brings around an uncomfortable environment. And she said that it is not really the word that is important, rather the idea and ambition behind it. This is what Tony, who is also a writer, shared around feminism. He said that feminism started as a good thing with positive ambitions and agendas, but presently it is being used as a tool by women to impose their own rules and ambitions to others. Feminism started as a good thing with positive ambitions and agendas, but presently it is being used as a tool by women to impose their own rules and ambitions to others. So Tony, yes, also agrees that feminism is a movement to fight for equal rights and opportunities for women, that it started as a good thing, but it may be diluted over time, and this dilution is what women are using to impose their own rules and ambitions to others. I don't know what you think about the opinions shared by Swaga and Tony, but you can also feel free to share what you think about it, and also some of the other opinions you harbor around feminism, because anyway, we'll be ready to listen to what you say. Broadly speaking, now let's listen to some of the eminent voices around the topic of feminism, or what they had to share about feminism. And our first voice is Chimamanda Adichie. She's also a Nigerian author, and she's written a book around feminism. I'll let you do your homework, and maybe you can let us know in the comment section what's the title of the book, and who knows, you could be one of the winners of the LD merchandise. And this is what Chimamanda had to share around feminism. She said that she did not become a feminist because she read anything Western or African. She became a feminist because she was born in Nigeria and she observed the world. And it was clear very early on that women and men were not treated the same way, that women were treated unfairly just because they were women. John Legend, an R&B artist and popularly known for the song All of Me, shared that all men should be feminists, and if men care about women's rights, the world will be a better place. We are better off when women are empowered. It leads to a better society. Of course, there are a lot of eminent voices around this topic of feminism, but feel free to share what you think about Chimamanda and John Legend's views on feminism. Generally speaking, from my own observations and also listening to a few conversations around feminism, I can actually say that it was quite an eye-opening experience for me. And by the way, I was a victim of some of the stereotypes. But this is what I think about feminism, or these are my thoughts around feminism. I tend to believe that feminism is all about inclusivity. I believe that feminism is all about fighting for equal rights and opportunities for all genders. I believe that feminism is all about creating a just and an equitable society. I believe that feminism is all about allowing women room to also be part and parcel of conversations that shape this society. I also believe that the fight of gender equality is not my fight alone, but your fight and everyone else's out there. So as we conclude on this very interesting yet highly debatable concept, I'd like to pose this question back to you once again. Are you a feminist or not? Thank you so much for listening in on this episode. If you liked it, don't forget to give us a thumbs up. You can also go ahead to subscribe and hit the notification bell. You can equally connect with us on all our social media handles at The Ladies Dias and at @LilianMomboa_KE. Thank you and see you next time on this Dias.